Chapter 3, Mishnah 4. This Mishnah deals with another type of neder of unavoidable circumstances. To illustrate this type of neder, it uses the example of an owner of produce or other goods making a neder to deter thieves from stealing it. We may make Nedarim to murderers, robbers, and self-appointed tax collectors for the purpose of telling them that the produce they want to steal is terumah, even though it is not terumah, or that the items that they want to steal belong to the house of the king, even though they do not belong to the house of the king. That is, if a robber comes to steal produce, the owner may say to him, for example, "The fruits of the world shall be forbidden to me if this produce is not terumah." The robber is thus tricked into thinking that the produce is terumah, which he would not take. And if the robber comes to steal other objects, one may say to him, "The fruits of the world shall be forbidden to me if these objects do not belong to the king," which would also deter him, because a robber would be afraid to steal from the king. The Mishnah cites 3 disputes about this law. Beis Shammai say we may make any neder to mislead a robber, but not a shavua, which is rabbinically forbidden even in such circumstances because of the special severity of shavuos. But Beis Hillel say we may even make a shavua. The second dispute. Beis Shammai say if the robber did not demand a neder, one may not start dealing with him by making a neder. Rather, one must first try to deter him in some other way. But Beis Hillel say one may even start dealing with him by making a neder. The third dispute. Beis Shammai say one may include in the neder only that which the robber required him to include in the neder. But Beis Hillel say one may add even that which the robber did not require him to include in the neder. The Mishnah gives an example to illustrate the previous dispute. How so? For example, the robbers told him to say the following: "That which my wife benefits from me shall be like a konam to her if this produce is not terumah." And he said in response, "That which my wife and my children benefit from me shall be like a konam to them if this produce is not terumah." Beis Shammai say his wife is permitted to benefit from him, since the robbers demanded that he make a neder against her. But his children are forbidden to benefit from him, since it was his idea to include his children. But Beis Hillel say both these, his wife, and those, his children, are permitted to benefit from him, because one is allowed to include more than the robbers demanded.